back to Anime Death Spiral, the only anime podcast committed to bringing the truth to you, the thinking man's nerd. That's right, dear listener. I respect your intelligence. I know that you're a man of taste, or woman, or they, and you're out here trying to find the best anime. Well, we're here to bring it to you because we're keeping it short today. You're going to talk about some of the fall 2025 anime premieres. How are we feeling about this so far, Remy?
Fall anime 2025 anime premieres fall 2025.
25.
We're off to the races with basically nothing.
Basically
no bird
nothing.
in hand. We've got nothing so far. People are really scrounging.
Yeah.
You know, we've got My Hero Academia is taking up a lot of oxygen. Demon Slayer seems to have exclusively switched over to movie format, which is a real sign of rats abandoning ship.
Yeah, it's the sign of a healthy economy.
This season has more genre standbys than we've seen in a while, which is a good recession indicator.
Uh-huh.
You know, isekai, villainous, isekai, monster fucker, isekai, ecchi comedy, ecchi horror, isekai ecchi. This is
A lot of ecchi.
Yeah, niche,
I've been noticing a big uptick in ecchi recently.
niche interest anime that'll get one season. Spin-offs about cooking. These are all big recession indicators. It's not looking great. You know, we don't like to project anime into the real world and vice versa, but it does seem like Japan has just appointed its first Margaret Thatcher as PM, which again is really speaking a lot to the state of anime in the world. And I think times might not be looking great. I mean,
You know, and to add on top of that, this is breaking news, by the way. This just in. Apparently, MangaDex is going commercial. They're getting bought up and they're starting a MangaDex publishing. I'm not sure what that means for their backlog of scanned manga that they got going right now. But that's also something that I don't like about the current state of anime.
you know, I don't begrudge anyone for getting the bag.
I suppose that's true.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, and frankly, that is probably better than being sued into the ground and having to go into hiding in Mexico.
I guess for some people, I don't know.
That was the other outcome.
I think I could make that work. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I could deal with it.
I think just the observable reality of something like fragrant flower blooms with dignity, which we've talked about being, you know, the single biggest juggernaut of last season, but also of like manga in general right now. I don't know if you know this, but
Huge.
it's insanely huge. It is actually, I mentioned Demon Slayer before, but it has now begun outselling Demon Slayer.
Well, I mean, that's partly because Demon Slayer is over, and so it's, you know, there's not forward momentum driving people.
No, there is. Whenever a season of the show concludes or like the movies come out, people go back and read it. Like people get back into it.
Yeah.
So it does have momentum.
But yeah, it is crazy that a like very middle of the road, dare I say, milquetoast rom-com is like going toe to toe with something like Demon Slayer.
This is a recession indicator. This is like, you know, this is like a stock index.
Listen, if
collapsing.
milquetoast like cozy romance rom-com manga are at an all-time high, if there's one like breaking these numbers, that means that you've got a overabundance of lonely young men. That's all I'm saying. Lonely, disavowed, unemployed, probably not good-looking young men.
Also, people are just in a state of like such intense anxiety and depression that they need something so insanely frictionless to just occupy their time. Like, that's what it really speaks to me of.
Sure, yeah.
There are no bumps in the road in Fragrant Flower and with a lot of its contemporaries. And that's what when you are just driving with your eyes closed, you want no bumps in the road. You need like no obstacles. And that's kind of where we're at.
But let's not get all political on this show. People come here to relax, okay? Let's take a step back here and give the people what they want.
And all the political anime, they're movies anyway. That's where all the stuff is happening.
Damn anime Hollywood getting all political.
You know what? It's kind of crazy because I did say the Thatcher thing, but like anime becoming primarily like, at least like the artistic edge of anime becoming primarily movies again is interesting in the 80s wraparound context.
Sure. Well, I'm waiting for us to go all the way back to anime is illegal to import legally. And so we got a bootleg like OVA shit get airdropped in like old DVDs and stuff.
That would be fantastic.
I'm ready for the dystopian cyberpunk anime future, is what I'm saying.
If we stretch the bounds of imagination just a tiny bit, we could see a potential where it's so expensive to actually import like manga and anime stuff into America because of reasons that it becomes fully piracy and like fan driven again. Mm-hmm. Would be kind of great.
I would love that.
I would
unironically love that. Not because I think piracy and stealing is good or legal or morally excusable, because we don't. We're legit upstanding citizens.
I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad either, though, I have to say.
Yeah. I would legit love to go back to that era, specifically because I like the way fan translations operated then. I think I've talked about it before. I love that shit.
Oh, we've talked about it.
Where they do like a different colored outline for each of the subtitle text for a different character when there's multiple characters in a scene.
Yeah.
I love that. It's such a fun little touch.
Yes. It's great.
I like the weird little translator insert notes.
Yes, keikaku means plan. Yeah, we all know. We all know. We're aware. Mm-hmm. It's great because it does really disprove that entire idea of like the only way to get people to do, the only way to compel someone to do truly great work is to like raise their wages. And it's like, no, that's never been true.
Well, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
I know. It's funny. The people that say that also are like, we're not going to do that. The only way to get to somebody to do good work is to pay them more, but we're not going to pay them more. But also, it's just not true.
They always say it in an exasperated tone, like, but the only way to get people to do better work is to pay them more.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, like,
but I'm not going to.
Are we on the same page?
I'm not going to do that, though. I mean, hypothetically, not you in particular. I meant somebody over there.
Yeah, over there.
But that, whenever you see somebody who does a thing that's like truly passionate and like selfless, like stealing anime and translating it and releasing it to the public for free, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. People will just like do stuff.
They'll just do it.
That's always been one of my favorite examples of that, is that, so, you know, if people really care about something, they'll just do stuff. I know a lot of people use like the modding community or whatever, you know, to be like, these people are really dedicated and passionate. They'll just do projects that are like culturally relevant and stuff. But I always like the fan sub example.
Yeah. All right. Enough distraction. Let's get into this. I just want to knock a couple things out of the way first. These are two entries that I put on my will watch list. I couldn't even make it through one episode of either of these, so I'm just taking them off.
Wow.
I'm taking them off the list right now. One is Hiroshi Nohara's Lunch Style, which turned out, I was unaware of this. Turns out that is a spin-off of the Crayon Shinchan series.
It is?
Yeah, it's about Shinchan's dad, like, going to lunch on his lunch break every day. I did not feel equipped to jump in to this series, considering the long and, frankly, labyrinthine like lore background with Cran Shinshan. I've got to go all the way back, start at the beginning, really get like the original arcs out of the way to get a feel for all these characters before I just jump into a side story.
Sure, you gotta watch the American misdubs that turns the show into South Park.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was an intentional thing. They were trying to jump off of the popularity of MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, better known as Takeshi's Castle internationally.
Castle.
So yeah, I have nothing against Cran Shinshan. I think he's a cute little guy. He's got quite a little attitude. He's radical. He's always saying "eat my shorts" and skateboarding everywhere. Love that guy.
Yeah, cool dude.
Yeah, cool dude. But I gotta step out on this one. The other was Inexpressive Kashiwada and Expressive Oota, which is a rom-com about a Naruto and a Rei Ayanami. The Rei has a crush on him, but the ongoing joke is that he can't tell if she's being sincere when she says that she likes him and wants to date him, because she has Rei Ayanami syndrome where she doesn't have emotions. She's just got blank face all the time.
Because she took the vaccine.
Yes. Yeah, she's got that Bill Gates emotional suppressor chip embedded in her.
She has vaccine face.
Yep.
Oh no.
I got about halfway through this episode. And then I stopped paying attention. It technically finished playing. I just wasn't watching it. At that point, I walked off and did something else. So I'm not counting it as a full watch. But also it was boring. It was real boring. I've like certain rom-com anime have an issue with like having the one gag and then that's just the entire anime or the entire manga is just that one joke told over and over and over again. Like, you remember Tomo-chan is a girl? Remember that one?
Yep.
Yeah, the joke is that she's really strong and tall, and that is literally every joke, every bit of dialogue in that show.
Yeah, that show is He Doesn't See Me as a Woman, the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which sucks.
It really sucks.
Like, really bad. It sucks really bad.
So this is like that show, but more boring, because the entire premise is that one of the characters like doesn't react to anything, which is always great for comedy, right?
Yeah, it's great. It seems like a big misinterpretation of the straight man.
Yeah. I mean, what we're doing is we have the girl is the straight man, but like to a comical level, and the boy is the tsundere in this situation.
Really seems like an oil and vinegar situation, I have to say. Those two character archetypes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the point, but
yeah, when you do that skillfully. The idea is that like, that's where all the humor comes from, the friction. Mm-hmm. But if you're not good, it just plays out exactly you'd think that would, where the characters have no chemistry.
Yeah, no, it's they don't.
And then it's like, why would you do that? Why would you waste your time and the audience's time?
Man, I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Why do that?
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
You know, this is an anime, right? You can put anything on the screen, and you chose to do that.
You can do anything. You know what I do have to say? I know we say that all the time, and it really is my ethos for most creative projects, but I did watch 28 Years Later. I might have mentioned it before. And the end of that movie has made me question that, saying that, because
maybe you shouldn't put whatever you want on the screen.
Yeah. Alex Garland and Danny Boyle, the dream team, decided to end that movie in one of the most bafflingly awful and tone-deaf ways I've ever seen. And it really did come across as like, oh, they just decided to do whatever the fuck they wanted and they ruined their whole movie. I still believe in you can just do anything, but now I have to temper it with the knowledge of 28 years later.
Oh boy. All right. But that was that. Those are the two shows that I am striking them off my list. I'm not going to keep watching those. Let's take a swerve back here. Let's keep it seasonal. Obviously it's October as of this recording. Fall leaves are coming down, changing colors. People got their pumpkins out, spooky skeletons around every corner. So let's talk about some Christmas anime.
Sure. The scariest holiday.
Do you think Sanda has to fight like the concept of meeting your in-laws on Christmas when you really don't want to?
I mean, I think what was established at some point was that he like doesn't have like family.
Well, sure.
Or doesn't know them or something.
No, he's a Christmas orphan. He was raised in agnostic anti-Christmas school orphanage.
Yeah, he doesn't have any. And also it's like a dystopian future. So maybe I think one of the things they've established is that they don't know what Christmas is.
We are talking about the new Christmas shonen anime premiering in October. Sanda, from the creator of Beastars. That's right. Igarashi? Baki's kid.
Yeah, Baki's child.
Yeah.
Baki Hanma.
This is a shonen story about a little orphan boy in the far distant dystopian future of 2030, where seasons don't exist anymore because of global warming, and because winter doesn't exist, Christmas doesn't exist. And maybe Christmas is outlawed. They were vague on that one. No one seems to really remember it much, except for a few people. We get a cold open in the first episode of this kid getting chased around by his classmate with a big knife, a kitchen knife, and she's trying to kill him because she heard that he is a descendant of Santa Claus, and if he wears red, i.e. getting blood on his white uniform shirt.
Yeah, that counts for some reason.
Then he'll turn into a big, like, buff superhero Shazam version of Santa Claus. And it turns out that she's absolutely right. That is exactly what happens. And then he, like, restores her Christmas spirit so that she won't kill herself. And then now they haven't really set up a conflict yet. That's why I'm assuming they're gonna like go into Christmas is outlawed territory, because otherwise, what is Santa there to do?
Santa is there to slay the evil that besets post-climate change apocalypse Japan. You know, various warlords, techno profiteers. Muggers, anybody who could threaten the peace of new Japan.
Motorcycle punks.
Anybody at all.
So Sanda is explicitly like pro-government, pro-authority.
You know, he's paradoxical in that way that most superheroes are, where they are clearly acting outside of the bounds of any kind of democratic society by making unilateral choices on who gets to live and who dies, who has freedom and who is imprisoned, who is allowed to use force and who isn't. And yet they are, in D&D terms, lawful neutral.
Yeah, sure. They believe in the spirit of the law.
Yeah.
Whatever the law may be.
Whatever the law may be, even if they don't actually know what the law is, which is because Sanda is like a 15-year-old boy.
He's like a 15-year-old, yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't actually know anything at all about the world or morality or sociology, politics, economics.
I mean, that is one of the things that I really liked about Gachiakuta last season is that Rudo legitimately acts like a 15-year-old shithead and doesn't know anything, like, ever.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything at all about anything.
And so, have you considered, though, that this kid is, in fact, actually the one true heir to the power of Santa Claus? Like, Santa's in his blood. Don't you think that makes him qualified to act, as an arbiter of justice and dealer of punishment to the wicked? If anybody.
Arbiter?
Arbiter.
Did you play Halo?
No, I didn't have any friends.
Oh, that's a shame. I think for some reason, a lot of society still views 15-year-olds as capable of moral clarity.
They're not.
I don't know why.
Yeah, they're not.
They definitely don't. I think it's maybe that people have come to doubt their own moral clarity, which is fair.
Sure. I mean, I think everybody should at some point,
Yeah.
Really, like, yeah, you should reflect on why you believe the things that you do.
But don't secede your entire responsibility.
No.
To a 15-year-old who can turn into a superhero. I mean, look, we saw what happened to Shazam guy. Now nobody likes him.
Oh. Do you think Santa's going to make a far-right heel turn at some point?
You know, what I know about
Itagaki, that was
makes me think, no. Keisuke Itagaki is the author of Baki, and he's obsessed with kind of military stuff, MMA, that kind of thing, but also doesn't always come across as one of these like nationalist conservative types who are sometimes that kind of dude. Whereas Paru comes across as somebody who is far left to her dad, which is, if you read some of her extra B-Stars work, particularly that one I talked about the sexually frustrated middle-aged woman who starts having an affair with the ghost that's haunting her house. I think you get an interesting mix of what she believes about society. I don't know. It's hard to nail down, I'd have to say. I think Sanda has a better chance of coming out on the other side of maybe politically neutral.
Now we do have to address the fact that Sanda is unfortunately another gear in the ever-creeping war machine of Christmas encroaching in on Halloween season. What do they think they're doing right now, releasing Sanda at this time? I personally agree with our watch partner that we watched it with. It felt wrong to be watching a shonen anime about Santa Claus at the beginning of October. It hurt me in my soul a little bit.
I would say, and you're not going to like this, but buckle up.
Oh, no.
Nightmare Before Christmas has slowly but surely destroying the boundaries between Halloween and Christmas, which was its ultimate goal, is subverting the world order. I am not wrong. I know you'd say that. I know you say that.
First of all, Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie. It's not a Halloween movie. If you're watching it at Halloween, you're doing it wrong.
It's not either. That's the thing. It's not a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie. It is, in fact, a socially subversive movie that is meant to destroy the very boundary between all holiday events themselves. That's its social purpose. And it's obviously succeeding because people are willing to defend it, like you a Christmas apologist.
I can't believe that you just said Nightmare Before Christmas is doing a cultural Marxism.
It is socially subversive, and it should be banned by government censors.
Oh, God.
Otherwise, this is only going to get worse.
All right.
This is only going to get worse.
We don't want to be inflammatory. Let's move on. We've only got a little bit of time left. Let's talk about the other thing that we watched, which is a spooky monster story for the Halloween season. This is season appropriate.
This is season appropriate.
We watched This Monster Wants to Eat Me, which was the mermaid anime. They label it as horror, but really it's a romance. It's a rom-com anime with like some minor horror elements sprinkled in here or there. It's about a mermaid who wants to eat this depressed girl because, as with all of these things, she's got the tastiest flesh. She's got the tastiest bits, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how she knows that is because mermaids smell really good. They have good noses.
That's canon, though. Everybody knows that. Yeah.
It's crazy to me that things can smell underwater, but I don't understand the physics of that, but I guess it's a real thing.
I mean, sharks can smell blood for up to 2 miles away.
Okay, but are we saying that for real, or are they tasting blood from 2 miles away?
They're tasting blood with their nose.
So they're nose tasting, which is smelling.
Yeah. Yes.
Doesn't make any sense to me, but I guess if that's what Jaws scholars say, I have to just take their word for it.
You know, I do have a degree in Jawsology, so I know what I'm
yes,
talking about here.
I am a simple layman in Jaws theory, so I do have to bow to your extensive knowledge about Jaws.
And everybody knows that all knowledge that you learn from Jaws about sharks is applicable to mermaids as well. Like it's 1-to-1.
Yeah, I mean they're basically the same thing. I think mermaids are a little bit more intelligent, but and you're not gonna like this. This is what I have to say about this, and I think a lot of queer-leaning folks, LGBT folks, might also hate this because they've really claimed monster fucking as part of the culture. But unfortunately, monster fucking comes from sorority girls dressing as sexy Frankensteins. That's where it comes from. That's where it came from. That's where it's going. It's all the sexy sorority costumes that have created monster fucking, the modern concept of monster fucking. And hey, I don't like it either.
You think that's it?
I don't like it either.
Ooh, that's a spicy take. I can't.
I don't like it either. I just say it.
I'm inching away from you up here on the podium.
We need to look the truth in the face, even if we don't like it. And I'm sorry. Straight sorority girls created monster fucking. That's just, that's where we're at as a culture. I wish it wasn't true, but that's what things are, what they are.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode of Anime Death Spiral before Remy says anything too incredibly inflammatory. We got to cut this short. We got to get out of here.
Look, anime facts don't care about your anime feelings.
All right.
I wish they did.
One.
No, I wish they did. I do wish they did care about your feelings because I care about your feelings, but the anime facts don't. Oh. Okay. And I am just a reporter.
Okay, everybody. Talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye. What Alex Jones modeled his delivery after, except Alex Jones didn't tell jokes. He said that he was abducted by satanic aliens, which is actually funnier than some of Bill Hicks's actual jokes.